So when I say that this is a disc that everyone should have in their bag, I don't necessarily mean this exact disc. Although I do think this disc is amazing and just about anyone can get a tremendous use out of it. What I'm talking about is the flight that this disc gives me is a flight that everyone should have in their bag. So we're gonna be looking at this disc specifically, why this is an important flight to have in the bag, and what things you need to be looking for to find a disc like this for your bag. Let's get into it. First off, the disc that I'm talking about today is the Infinite Exodus, and I absolutely love the feel of this in the hand. This is a smaller diameter disc, which most other companies are starting to make wider diameter discs, so the smaller diameter is a little refreshing for me. And then the Splatter S blend has a pretty good give to it. It's not too gummy though, and when you get closer to the rim, it's a little bit more firm. And the rim's not very sharp, it's more flat on the bottom of the rim, so it's not very concaved at all. And so because of that, it feels pretty nice for a power grip. And there's not too much dome, but it still maintains a slight dome on the top, giving it a good amount of glide in its flight. And talking about the flight, this thing for slower arm speeds might be pretty straight with a decent fade at the end to be a little bit stable. For my arm speed, this will give me a slight turn and push forward for quite a bit of its flight before it gives me a little bit of fade at the end. Oh. And if you master a disc like this in your bag, then you can go to just about any course you want and just completely shred. Mainly because you can shape a disc like this on whatever line you want. You can put it on a deep hyzer, have it pop up a little bit, but pretty much hold the hyzer the whole way and dump pretty hard. You can throw it flat or with a slight hyzer to have it like turn up and fly straight down a tunnel and give you that little bit of fade at the end to just stay in the fairway though. Get sneaky! Get sneaky! Let's go! Luckiest shot of my life. Or you can even have it hold an Annie the entire way to have a nice little turnover shot. But you don't want to get just any disc that you can make turn a little bit to have this flight. You want to be looking at how this disc finishes as well. If you have a disc that finishes too hard for you, then you won't be able to maneuver it and hit all these different lines on the course and shape it to do whatever you want. It's gonna be pretty difficult. Now there's gonna be two reasons why this might be happening. First is that your disc might be too overstable. Now this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be throwing it and shouldn't be bagging it. It just means that this disc might not be able to fit into this slot in the bag. Now, for example, I have this bright yellow Wraith. I like throwing it and it's in my bag. I can make it turn a little bit, but it hooks up hard at the end, and that's because it's just too overstable. It's not too overstable for me, it's just not good for that shot shaping, do whatever I want kind of disc. See? Now, the second reason would be that the disc might be too fast for you. Now, for example, I can throw destroyers and make them turn a little bit, but they're just too fast for my arm speed, so it doesn't matter how understable they are. They always just seem to hook up a little too much for me at the end. So that pretty much means like if you're wanting to have a disc like this that you can shape on all these different lines and maneuver and just shred a course with, then you might want to disc down to something that you can get to finish a little straighter and have a little bit less fade for you. Now, some good examples for a disc like this in your bag would be an FD from DISCMANIA, that's solid, an Undertaker, an Era. Those two would need a little bit faster arm speeds, but those would be great options if you do have faster arm speeds. And the VANDAL from DISCMANIA, or not DISCMANIA, Dynamic Discs, a Leopard or Leopard 3, that's a solid mold as well for this. Then in mid-ranges, like a Mako 3 or a Comet would be awesome for that. Or if you're just starting out and have slower arm speeds, a Meteor would be a great fit for that as well. And then when it comes to mid-ranges, I truly love, like I have a Blue Buzz and a Red Rock 3. Those things are great. The Red Rock 3 being slightly less overstable. The only thing with those is that you would have to beat them in before they can be that like shot shape, whatever you want type of disc. And I'll have links to all these discs in the description down below where you can pick one up. There are so many different discs out there that can accomplish these different shots. And once you find that disc that works best for you and master all of those different angles and shots with that disc, then your game is just gonna reach just brand new heights. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. So we're gonna be talking about this disc specifically. Say that 10 times fast.